Hey, in this video, I'm going to crush it. Hey YouTube, welcome to episode 4 of I Will Teach You to Speak with me, Jonathan Andrews. In this video series, we cover how you can become an effective communicator in all the high stakes scenarios of your life, whether that's in a job interview, an investor pitch, and of course, front and center, on stage in front of hundreds or even thousands of people. In today's video, we cover part 1 of 3 on how to properly prepare for your next presentation. We dive deep into the mindset required for high performance and what you should be saying to yourself in order to execute at the highest level. I'm going to give you 2 examples today because at the end of the day, we create our realities through language, through what we say to ourselves. And today's example is going to have 1 empowering use of language and 1 disempowering use of language. And by highlighting those, you'll see the different impact they have on your ability to perform. The first is my good friend Happy. And Happy is a fantastic speaker. And he really believes that about himself. And I want you to see how his use of language will impact his performance. We were together a couple weeks ago where he was doing an improv 2 presentation. And right before he started, he said to himself, and it was subtle, and it wasn't for anyone else, it was for himself, I'm going to crush this. He said, I'm going to crush this right before he started. And let me ask you, what do you think happened? He blew us all away. As a matter of fact, what I did as evaluation, I compared him to Oprah. It was that good. And it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, because he created that reality for himself. He created that possibility of high performance through his use of language. I'm going to crush this. And now from there, there's a very contrasting example in my friend Dave, who that same night, which made this so crystal clear to me, so black and white for me, and it inspired me to make this video part 1 of 3 on how to prepare, he said something completely different, something very disempowering. And it impacted his performance right in front of the group before he started, so that the entire group could peek deep into his subconscious and his beliefs. Moshi, I don't know if this evaluation will be any good, but... And then he went into the rest of his evaluation. But that's how he started. And you could tell he has a very different belief system about his ability to communicate in public. And like many people, maybe you can relate, that uncertainty translates into disempowering emotions, which translates into, I bet you can guess, a mediocre at best performance. And I don't want that for you. The purpose of this video series is so that you can crush every high stakes scenario of your life. And part 1 of 3 is so that you can take inventory. So that you can reflect on, what do I say to myself before I present? What do I say to myself before I go into that job interview? What do I say to myself before I compete? Do you use empowering uses of language? Or disempowering use of language? Do you say things like, I have what it takes, I know I'm going to win, I'm fully prepared? Or do you say things like, I'm nervous, or I don't know if I have what it takes, or my competitors are more prepared than I am? Because if that's you, if you use disempowering language, let me tell you that you and I will not create exceptional performances. You and I will not create speeches that inspire. And you and I will not mobilize people into action with that type of language. Because this isn't even about Happy or Dave. This isn't even about public speaking. This is about a universal law that governs high performance. It is that we create our realities through language and what we say to ourselves. So I want to encourage you and challenge you moving forward to be very intentional on the language you choose. To choose empowering language. Language that will put you in a state of high performance, that will pull out your genius, and that will prepare you to absolutely crush your next high-stake scenario in your life. Please tune in to number 2 and 3 on how to properly prepare. They will get very tactical on what you need to do. But for now, reflect on the language that you use, whether it's empowering or disempowering, and make sure you're very intentional on using empowering language going forward. Thanks so much for tuning in.